So tell me a little about your upcoming big move to Delray Beach. Are you excited for this?
Very excited for the trip to Delray Beach and start of a new career, clean slate at Delray Beach. It's a completely different situation from the Community Arts Center. It's a 10-acre campus. There's an outdoor amphitheater that seats 2,000 to 3,000 people, a small indoor theater that's very intimate, about 320 seats, and a full-blown art museum, and a school for the arts that teaches photography, painting, drawing, and writing. And then there's also a vintage gymnasium from 1926 and a lot of other things going on the campus. So a lot of new challenges.
Ah, cool. What are some goals you look to accomplish at the Delray Beach Center for the Arts?
I was hired to do something similar to what I was hired to do in Williamsport. In Williamsport, the board had a directive for me to put the community in the Community Arts Center, to reach out into the county and beyond and make people feel comfortable and welcome in the Community Arts Center. For some time, the CAC had an elitist stigma. A lot of people thought, oh, it's just for wealthy people or people in tuxedos.
Right, yeah.
So I had to break down that stigma and then create programming that was appropriate for everybody, for all ages, all socioeconomic levels, geographically from a wider area. And we managed to accomplish that over the last 10 years. So they're hoping that I can do something similar in Delray Beach, where they have had the same thing. They're getting a narrow slice of the pie in terms of the people in Palm County that are attending events at the Delray Beach Center.
Okay. So you've been involved with the Uptown Music Collective for about 9 years. How would you describe that relationship?
It's certainly probably the highlight for my 9 years at the Community Arts Center has been my involvement with the Uptown Music Collective. I love to see the impact that the arts and music have on students. I love to see their growth and the way things change. And the philosophy of the Uptown Music Collective is so close to my own that I embrace the organization right away and have been willing to do anything in my power to help expand the good work of the Uptown Music Collective and expand their philosophy in our community. And I think that's really happened over the last 9 years. It's interesting to note that, about 9 years ago, I met Dave Brumbaugh and I said, why don't you do a show at the Community Arts Center? And they did Pink Floyd's The Wall, which they reprised 2 years ago.
Right.
And it was a reunion show. We had a lot of kids from the first ball come back. And you look at how far we've traveled in that 7 years, from production values and the experience that the students have. So it's been an outstanding experience, and now the collective is such an important part of the fabric, not just of the arts in this community, but the fabric of the community.
So what is your favorite collective memory?
That, Kendall, is an impossible question to answer. I don't have any favorite moment. I have a lot of favorite moments. I have some times when we're on the set of Oklahoma now, another all-student production, and we call them theater moments in the theater business. But performance moments, I'd have to say the second wall, and Comfortably Numb, the dueling guitars. I just thought, this is impossible. How can this be happening? How are we watching this with all the strings in the pit? That was a wonderful moment. But I loved Unforgettable Fire and the way that show came together, and the last number where the house came up out of the pit, and audience reaction to that. But all my favorite moments, if I wrapped them all up into one, it would be walking around backstage before the big shows kick off and just see how calm everybody is. Everybody's ready. They've done the hard work. They're prepared. Their musicianship's great. The Tech Monkeys are ready. And there's a sense of calm. And so often when you're involved in a student production, there's not a sense of calm. There's a sense of chaos, and everybody's nervous and not ready, and nobody's nervous. And that's just because of the great preparedness that you get in lessons and everything else you get at the collective.
Are you excited about the future of the collective?
Absolutely. It's my intention to continue my relationship with the collective and keep up to date on what you're doing. You've already made a trip to Memphis to compete. I don't see why you can't make a trip to Florida. It just stands to reason. You just get in the car and drive a little bit further. There is a similar project called the Arts Garage right around the corner from my venue. It's not on our property, but it's adjacent to it. And so sometimes you can create relationships and like a sister city thing with another organization and trade up, or now you can do live streaming things. You could have a live streaming event, and so there's endless possibilities, but I'll never forget my time while I'm here, and I think I'll still be involved in one way, shape, or form moving into the future.
Okay, so you've done a lot for our community. As you're getting ready to leave, what is your proudest accomplishment?
I would have to say, and we talked about it a little bit earlier, putting the community in the Community Arts Center. It wasn't my idea, it's what I was hired to do by the board of directors of the Community Arts Center. And I haven't done anything by myself since I arrived here. It's important to note that I have a wonderful staff and lots of other supporters in the community that have helped the Community Arts Center financially, with moral support, technical support. And so putting together that staff and that group of people that all work so well together. You've experienced it a few times yourself, Kendall, when we have a production, you guys roll in and you're doing a full-blown production with everything, lights, sound, sets, musicians, everything, and it comes together in a couple of days. And that doesn't happen unless everybody understands each other and everybody can sense the other person's next move and they know where we're headed, and bang, 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 make it happen right away. So to put together the culture or the operating style of how the wonderful people that work here operate is something I'm very proud of. Everybody has to get along, everybody has to understand and respect each other, and that will continue long after I'm gone. And so I'm happy for that.
What has been your favorite act that you've been able to put on at the CAC stage? Any of them?
There are a few favorite moments, and that's an interesting question. I would have to say that the Bryan Adams acoustic show, where Bryan Adams played the piano, or played the guitar, and he had a pianist that played with him. No drums, no nothing. He played 2.5 hours, and you just forgot how many great hits he had. That was a terrific show to put on stage. It's the Swan Lake Ballet. About 6 years ago, we had a Russian ballet company, and they had $1 million set, $1 million costumes, 60 dancers, and 60 orchestra musicians. Tickets were, I think, $30, and it was a fabulous, wonderful show that I'll never forget. Lots of other bright moments. Terry Fader from America's Got Talent was a really talented guy, and he made his big break right before he came here and did the show, and then he went to Vegas and became wildly famous. So that was a great moment. But all those take a back seat to all the great community things that have happened here. The Uptown Music Collective shows, the Williamsport Symphony Orchestra shows. We've had PMEA student band, student choir shows. That's the heart and soul of this place, and those are the things we celebrate.